I'm back in the barn today getting started on the electrical run. So we got to get some outlets and lights run throughout the barn from our new electric panel. Right now I'm working on the first circuit, and that's going to be a simple outlet and light for the electric panel service area. So I just mounted a pancake box up on the board up there. I just put a trim board around it so it'll hold my light fixture flush. It's going to be a really simple setup right here. Then we'll have light and power for the time being until I can run the rest of the conduit in the barn. I just finished wiring this up. You can see I got a little light up there. That's a light we actually had sitting in the barn for a long time now. I picked it up cheap. It was a good deal and I thought I was going to use this for something, but I didn't. So that'll be a good work light over the sub panel. And we got a switch and an outlet right here. And luckily I also had a GFCI outlet laying around from when I was doing the house. So it's all protected. So let's try it out and hope it all works. The GFCI was tripped, that's why it wasn't working. So let's try it now. Perfect. Today is a new day and I'm getting ready to work. I'm pretty excited to get this started. I'm going to be running all the wires for the lights. I want to get the lighting done first and then we'll tackle the outlets around the edges. So this is where we're at so far. Just got some conduit on this side. This side is kind of done. Now we got to get over to the other side and do the same thing. All right, so I got it over to the other side. As you can see, I don't know if you can, but came from that junction box. Brought it over, put it in here. And now we can do the same thing I did on the other side. Come right out of this and go straight across. So this is going pretty well, pretty quickly overall. I just wanted to talk about a little tip, a little trick, because I'm cutting this conduit with a pipe cutter. And when you cut through with a pipe cutter, it leaves a sharp edge inside. And that could damage your wires. You don't want that. So a trick that I do to not have that, and to save time, instead of having to ream out the inside of the pipe, is I cut most of the way through. I don't break the metal. I cut into the metal, and when I get there, when I get almost through, I just snap it. If you snap it, you always have a clean edge on the inside. You can just run your finger inside there. It's totally smooth. It doesn't push the metal inward like it would when you cut all the way through. So that's why you guys might see me snapping and you might think I'm doing it wrong or that I don't know how to use the tool. I'm intentionally snapping because it leaves a clean edge. That looks about right. Alright, pal, I'm ready to start running some wire. I got all the wires run for the lights, and that's good. Now I'm working on the outlets in here. This is a tricky one. I think we'll be able to get it. What do you think about this? Might be hard to see with the lights on it, but you'll see when it's done. Okay, so it's been more than a few days since we started our electrical project in the barn here. And as you can see, a lot has changed. We got light coming in everywhere. And that's because we finished our gable ends. You guys might have seen that already. Lets lots of light in here. It looks awesome. But we still have to finish the electrical work. I went to the store, got the parts I needed to continue on the project, and I'll show you where I'm at. So just now I installed this electrical box for a light fixture outside. I just used a hole saw to cut a hole in the metal and pop this box in here. And you can see we got our conduit started to run some outlets in here. And that's basically where we left off and where we're going to start off. It's just finishing the conduit runs for the outlets. I got 2 runs because I wanted 2 circuits going on in the barn. We have one going this way. I'm going to do an outlet over here and a couple back here. And then one circuit going this way. I'm going to do an outlet over there, a couple over here. So we got 2 halves going on. The lighting circuits are almost finished. They're all wired up. We just have to put our covers on and do the wiring. It's looking awesome, so let's get working. So I'm trying to take you guys along, but I'm all over the place up and down the ladder, and it's hard to capture this. I should have taken down all these old fixtures so you could see better. I did get another junction box up there, and all these boxes in the ceiling will make sense later on. I'm not done yet. But now I'm gonna go straight, I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna come over here to this wall, and I'm gonna be dropping an outlet down on this post, right by the door, post right there, and then I'm gonna be probably continuing all the way over to the workbench. So now I can put my coupling on. So we got a lot of backlight coming in, but here's the box. We'll be shooting down a piece to another outlet down here. And it goes straight over that way to the other junction box right there. Just like that. I was just using a piece of strapping here to maintain my spacing, because you can see where it goes into the boxes. It's not flush to the wall. Just wanted to keep it straight. Looking good so far. So I just finished this box. Let me swing around. You see where it's going? All the way over. Now this box, I'm going to come out on this side of the post with an outlet. I'm going to come out on this side of the post with an outlet. Okay. Hold on, it's nice in here. Yeah. We'll get it cleaned up, don't worry. And now I want to come down from the same box on this side of the post, put an outlet here. We're going to span it over here, an outlet here. Want plenty of outlets for the work desk area. This one's easy. It's just straight from the box right out the end and down. So now that all the conduit is mostly done, I want to do a little bit more on that side, but I ran out of tubing. I'm going to go ahead and run whatever wires I can, which is just pulling wires or pushing wires through the conduit. It's not too fun. I'm just going to try to get it all done and I'll come back. Last night I did get some done for all the lighting circuits. It's all wired up completely. In fact, my outdoor light works. That's really cool. Yeah, so once I get all these wires pulled, I'll come back, show you the progress, and hopefully we can get some power turned on in here today. All right, we got all of our wires run. All the boxes are tidied up, closed up, all the way around. I got my breakers installed. Everything is ready. So now I just gotta go outside and work on getting the outlets prepped to install, and we should have outlets and power in the barn today. I'm going to be installing the outlets using these exposed work covers. I think they're just really rugged and good for the barn. But the standard outlet doesn't fit in it because of these ears that stick up for a normal installation. So basically I have to take all these ears off all the outlets and then attach them to the covers using some screws and nuts. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do right now is just pull those ears off. They actually come off easy. They have brake lines on it. Some people might not know that. You just grab it and you can just bend it and they pop off like that. Alternatively, you can snip them off too. Works just the same. Like that.
I like the snapping version better.
Alright.
I don't know.
Alright, I decided last minute to add one more addition to our electrical panel, and that is this little box right here, which is actually going to be a switch for the outdoor light. We have a light on a pole that we never used. That's what this wire is coming out. And it's an automatic light, but we want a way to turn it off if we don't want it turning on. So I figure a switch up high will be nice. So I'm just getting ready this sleeve to go up here. And I'm going to be running this right down it. So you can see I got my piece of conduit with a kind of Romex style connector at the top. And that'll hold the wire tight where it exits the tube. And now I'm just using their existing wire because why not? Now we just clamp it down into place. And I'll neaten up the wire up there and staple it down, but let me get a strap on this first.
Can I be with you, Dada?
You could be with me. Now I wanted to show this because a lot of people think that you can't put Romex type cable in a conduit, but you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to put Romex in a conduit, but this is not a conduit. This is a conduit, that's not a conduit. The difference is conduit goes from one box to another box. This is actually a sleeve, a protective sleeve that just keeps that wire safe instead of having that plastic wire just come down and be unprotected and could get damaged. So if you're acting like a sleeve, totally acceptable. And the key is that it doesn't end at a box. It just ends with a clamp on the end. So that's the difference. And you can put Romex in a conduit tube as long as it's a sleeve and not going from box to box. Does that make sense, Ashley?
Yeah.
And now it can terminate up here where it's not subject to damage. Nothing's going to hit that, just like this one, going to this light. And I will staple that down. I just got to neaten it up there. All right, guys, I think the hard work has paid off. All the wiring for the outlets on this side of the barn is finished. Breakers are hooked up. Everything's on. We should have power. Let's try it out. This is going to be cool. I finally have an outlet for my air compressor and the battery charger for the Ryobi. Awesome. I put an outlet over here just for extra general use. I'm planning on running a wire from this over to here. We have an outdoor outlet. I'm going to change it out a little bit, make it nicer, safer, but I will be running one out there. That's going to be cool. The lights are all wired up, ready for fixtures. Some of them I got to put plugs on. Some of them I'm going to do a little bit differently, so you'll see that coming soon. But everything is coming together. It looks really great. And you guys can see the difference just this week has made. The light in here is amazing. Now we got real power, safe power. I can't wait for that to be completely 100% finished up, and you're going to see the before and after is going to be insane. I just got to pick up a little a light switch for this so I can close that up. We're going to put the panel back on soon, the cover. So the next thing we need is definitely lighting. We need lights in here because these only work during the day. That's going to be coming next, I think. We're going to pull down all these old lights, get new lighting installed, get it turned on, and hopefully this barn is going to be close to being done. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon, hopefully with those lights working, and then we can move on to the next project. But until next time, take care.
Bye. I did say bye, Dada.
I hear you. You're a good boy.
Bye again.